So first, SEO is a big topic, big topic. And one of the things, if you know about us, is that we like to get a little detailed. To get in detailed in 1 hour, you need to reduce the scope a little bit. So yes, we are talking about SEO, but we're gonna talk SEO about local service businesses, which means, which is services which come to in-home service or they come to your local location. So we're gonna focus much more on that. There might be some general terms here about SEO, but that's what really we are talking about it. But we did want to take you through the whole journey. Prospecting to fulfillment. Prospecting is basically how to get a client for SEO all the way to fulfillment. And we are leveraging heavily on what we do. So we're kind of giving it away exactly how we do this, right? So you'll have every detail from us. And any questions which come up, we'll answer any questions exactly how we do this, right? So that being said, now we have, and in case you came here for something else, then you're on the wrong flight. This is what we are covering today. All right. So we will go through, these are the topics we'll cover: prospecting pitch, how we do it, onboarding, what should it include if you're trying to onboard a client for SEO, auditing, and then what is included in these services and scope for local, what you should cover, and then details on that fulfillment, how they are serviced, how they're done, and the reporting also. Actually, reporting might be a surprise for you. I got a little surprise in reporting. It is not what you're expecting on SEO reporting traditionally. I'm Avi. Basically, I'm the CEO at Invisible and also founder of Kuver. Difference is Invisible is a white label agency. Kuver is a full service agency. And the thing which I really am all about is being irreverent about questioning anybody and everybody, including things I'm putting out there, question them. I mean, that's the best way to learn. Just don't blindly follow anybody, right? That's a big deal for me. And Chin is here with us today. And Chin, you want to tell us directly?
Yeah. Hello. So I never get to do these webinars because Justin is always there. So today Justin is at some event, so you guys have me. I'm Chin. I am the head of operations at Invisible PPC and Kuwait. Thank you, Sue. I'm the one, making sure that our SOPs, our systems are in a way that serves you the most in delivering right kind of information to your clients, making sure that we understand what the client's needs are. So basically, kind of like a mechanic, you can say. So that's me. Nice to meet you guys. Great to have you here. I'm excited about this webinar. Avi, let's get started.
Yeah. If you're a client with us, you probably interacted with Chin in some form or the other. She is the one who runs the ship, basically. She makes sure everything happens, and exact details of implementation, how they get done, what works, what doesn't work. I think it'd be great to have her insights in this as we go through. All right. So we used to have a boilerplate slide where we say, what is Invisible PPC? I decided to vamp it up a little bit, change it last time. This used to be common, this is our, commercial, what we do, basically. Your agency owner, you manage the client relationship and billing. We are Invisible PPC. We do everything else. Things we do, of course, is we are known for Google ads. We do Meta ads and YouTube ads. And now, today, we are introducing the SEO. So we are doing that for some of our clients. And we are taking more clients in there. So what you are seeing here is exactly the methodology we use for our clients. And again, there is nothing hidden. You can go and do this too. We will actually tell you every tool and everything we use in doing SEO, how we do this, right? We also offer the white label website dev service, which is under the umbrella of the dev in the box. And that's what is other service, which is basically all white label services to help your agency succeed. That's our main goal. I'm sure with the number one in the chat, how many people know Rand Fishkin? He was the founder of Moz. It got a Spark Toro now, new tool. Yeah, he's amazing, right? He's the guy we kind of, a lot of us, even if we knew SEO, I'm old, so I cannot say I grew up on it. he's younger than me, but we definitely have seen his whiteboards and gone through it. So if you follow him or go through it, he's done this amazing job of explaining that, what is the most important, then where you go next. So if you do all this, it just seems like, man, there's a lot to it. It's complex and hard, right? Uh, so it's really it seems overwhelming if you go through the material and everything. And of course, I mean, like if you do all that, it is. But our approach to this is, I don't want anybody to feel that this is kind of rocket science or you cannot do it. It does not have to be complex and hard. So we break it down to what you need to do, right? And especially in local SEO, it's most companies and businesses you'll work with, they're not doing anything at all. So the bar is very low actually to get in, but doesn't mean you should not do everything. If you do these things which we are prescribing and what do we do for our clients, you will get them ranking high and it will work. This we are very confident because this is a repeatable process. So there's no black magic, no hidden techniques, very standard techniques, which you can check out. I mean, if you research the material online and look through, you'll find these are the standard techniques. That's what we are explaining here. But we are breaking it down systematically, what all you need to do. So that's the plan. Hopefully we'll prove this to you that anybody can do it. Of course, the first thing is you got to get customer, right? Who wants SEO? Right? So you got to convince the customer they need SEO. So that's where the prospecting page. And the folks who have worked with us on PPC probably know this, that we have a prospecting pitch for PPC, where if you are a partner with us, we do the prospecting pitch. We produce the slide deck which you can use. So I'm going to show you the slide deck we use in case of SEO now. And this is delivered by Chin and team, right? If your partner Chin and team, they produce this prospecting deck. And I'm going to go directly to that deck here. And by the way, these are behind the scene tools which we use to get the data. Google Lighthouse, Bright Local, and of course our own tool. Excuse me. I'm going to go to this. So this is the prospecting deck. I need to go to page 1 of this. I'm not going to take you through all, but this is available. So you will get a link to this also. So as you know, because we are a white label company, so you see it's kind of white labeled. So you take it and put your logo on it, right? If you're using it. But this is what, say if it was the ABC router, this is what the deck contains. We'll talk about the keywords, we'll talk about the SEO, and we'll tell you about the competitors. And finally, how can you help? So this will be a pitch from you to your client saying that how you can help them. So business, I'm gonna fly through this so you get an idea what it includes. So the name of the business, target keywords, then we do this. These are the seed keywords, which produces that we have a link to a big list of keywords which we provide to the client, that these are the keywords you'll be targeting, right? Then we do a SEO audit for the client. It looks this is from a real client, but we kind of hid the URL here. But this is what looks like the audit. And then we also do Google's search tool to find out how is your performance score for the page. All is included, performance report, domain backlinks, analysis, backlink score, live citations. We look at the citations, the citation score, the map. Basically, this is the map, basically their location and a mile away from their location and all. What is your ranking for branded keywords? This is all included as part of our prospect pitch. So how do you compare against competition? So we will give you the graphs like this. How many backlinks, domain authority, and number of web pages. So basically you get a whole picture of what's happening, part of SEO analysis, which you can take to the client. And if you're building your own, you should build something like this. Again, if you're trying to do this on your own, you will get a copy of this. You can absolutely take this, copy it, and build your own deck the same way. And then finally, you should be pitching them that what all you'll do for them. So this is a list of services you'll do for them. The reason the pitch deck is important, it tells them where they stand and it shows them what all you do for them, right? And then, of course, you can add your pricing and everything on top of it as slides. This pitch deck is available as a white label pitch deck for you in case you want to use it, right? So if you guys think that's a useful tool, put a 1 in there, please, in the chat. Will that be useful for some of you to be able to use it somewhere, right? As I said, you'll get the whole format, so you can just rip it off if you want, or have Chin's team do it for you. Either way. So let's get into now more specific stuff here. Onboarding. So as we said, we really want to cover everything. Prospect pitch, then onboarding. So what should onboarding include? Here, I'm just showing few questions. But again, I'm glad Chin is here. The actual list, we have it here also available for you, what all questions you should be asking. But kind of gives you a general sense. Hey, what is the name of your business? What is your client-facing name? Website URL? What niche? This next one is like my favorite. What are your high-value services? What are your regular services? What are your loss leader services? Why? When you're promoting them, you want to focus on the high-value services, right? The keywords for high-value services is the one you want to rank first versus the low value. And if you're doing Google Ads, for example, you want to focus on trying to get them customers for the high-value services. It's important to know that from the client upfront, because not every client will do sewer repair. Not every client will do septic system. Septic system is completely, I'm talking plumbing lingo here, but you get the same thing applies to every client. Every client in every niche does not do everything. So it's important for you to know what they do, and then what kind of what to expect from there. We go all the way asking annual revenue, and if CRM they use, because we are able to help our clients with their CRM they're using, the scheduling software they're using. Service Titan is a very, very common one. Service Fusion is the other one for plumbing. I'm just using a plumbing example, but the same concept applies to any local service, right? And here, I'm going to take you to this sheet. And I think, Chin, they will be able to get a copy of this sheet also, right?
Yeah.
In the
So
email later.
we'll be sending all the links along with the webinar recording in an email.
Yeah.
Later.
So this is really a little bit more comprehensive, laid out for you what you should be asking them. In case you're building a web form, this is what you should be building with, right? What all you need from them for onboarding, right? So this webinar is, there will be no aha moments here. It's more like details of how you do it. Given that, we really would like you to keep asking questions as you go along. Otherwise, it'll become a boring presentation, because I like when I'm doing, this is a process webinar, what all you do. If it is, I'm explaining a concept, then I can go deeper and deeper and deeper. Here, there's no concept. It's like how you do it. It's just a process, right? So there'll be a few places I'll get into concepts. So feel free to ask questions as we go along, so I can kind of cover it right then, right there. The Chin, you'll keep me honest here and jump in if there is.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
And anything coming in as questions, right?
Yeah.
So onboarding questionnaire, very important. And get it before onboarding meeting. Get the client fill it for you, onboarding meeting. Yes, absolutely. Ask them about annual revenue. This is sometimes sometimes we get, oh, can we really? Yes. Yeah. And if they'll say, why do you need to know the annual revenue? Oh, the reason you want to know the annual revenue, because I want to help you grow the annual revenue, right? Do you not want to double? How would I know if I don't have your starting point? Right? That's a great question. What is the requirement you have for successful SEO? So you will notice in the reporting, you will see this. We don't want to report SEO metrics. SEO metrics are internal. You want to report how many leads they get organically. So there are two kinds of leads, paid leads and organic. You want to grow their organic lead. That's the metric you want to report. Initially, it seems counterintuitive. I'm doing SEO. I want to show them the SEO clicks and this, that. No, you don't. They don't care. End of the day. And they might ask you questions which you're wasting time trying to explain to them. But they will love you eventually when you show them, hey, you were getting 4 leads per month organically before. Now I've got it to 8, 12 people who are filling forms and calling you organically, right? So we track all leads, including on a website, we use call tracking metrics. So if somebody calls them organically, not from the ads, we know this came from there. If the web form is filled, we know organically which form was filled. So we track those and we report on those. In the reporting, you will see we report the paid leads versus non-paid leads separately. Now, does it mean internally we will not have SEO metrics like keyword ranking and so? We will, absolutely. But that is not what you should take back to client, because there is so much stuff there, so much data, it's easy for them to get lost. And you're claiming that, oh, I did the post, I did the blog, I finished this. Eventually, it does not prove anything to them, right? It's a vanity metric from client's point of view. They want the metric which matters to them, which is their revenue, how it is impacted, how you are able to get them leads. All right. So moving on, auditing. So after onboarding, you want to go and do a deep audit. Prospect pitch was like a basic level, right? Now you want to get into real details about what all needs to be fixed. So we run a technical SEO audit report. The tool we use for this is Google Lighthouse. We target keyword list, is use SEMrush, or Bright Local also will do that for you. We prepare a list of pages to be fixed, audit GMB also. So Bright Local will do that for you. Again, these are the tools we use. You're welcome to substitute and use something else. Audit NAP, name, address, phone. So how many of you guys know what is NAP? With a one, please, in the chat. This is very, very important metric. Very important metric for, not a metric, I'm sorry. This is an important term to know. Basically, just to simplify, there's some people who don't know, so I'm going to make it very simple. When it comes to your directory listing services, there are three things which need to match everywhere. It is name of your business, address of your business, and phone number. And the format for address, especially the format for address, you want preferably to be match exactly. So if it says South Highway 45, then it should be South Highway 45. If it is S for South, HWY 45, then it should be SHWY 45 everywhere. Because some of these tools who try to match this are stupid. Even though they mean same thing, your ranking will be lower if you don't match exactly. So your NAP has to match everywhere in the citation world, right? And we'll talk about the fulfillment. How do we get it matched and all? And the keyword, I wanted to go a little bit more deeper in the keywords, that how is the keyword list done? So for each niche, for plumbing, for example, we have a prepared list of keywords. It has every service you can think of, which that niche, like a plumber, every kind of plumber will provide. Then out of that, we'll first remove the services they don't support. So a septic system is kind of like, it's a plumbing, but it's very different, specialized plumbing. So remove that, right? If they don't support septic, get it out of there, out of the keywords. So instead of like building, we have the full list, we build and remove services. Then sometimes they might come back. It's rare, but sometimes they'll come back. Oh, we do this and we have never heard of that. Let's add that extra. Then after that, you know which city they are in. Take that keyword list and add the geo keywords to them. So this is what produces the target keyword list. So that's how we produce the target keyword list, because I didn't want it. Again, there is no magic here. It's basically, and if you're wondering how to make the full niche keyword list, that's not that difficult either. For each service, so this is not written down here, but in case you're thinking, I want to build my own list, I want to do this on my own. Take every service, find 4 to 5 root keywords for that service, go to Keyword Planner, put those 4 or 5 keywords, and the Keyword Planner is going to give you 5 to 10,000 keywords. Then go through them manually and remove the ones which make no sense and sort them by, maybe I should have written this down. This is the metric I use. This is not there in any SEO book I found. People usually look for volume and difficulty. What I do is I take volume and divide by difficulty. And that automatically gives me the top keywords to go after. Because volume is on top, difficulty is on bottom. So that equivalent metric basically says anything which has high volume and low difficulty must be a good keyword. So you start with that 5,000, 10,000 in each one, and then you cut down. Some you can cut down, half of them or 1/3 will be useless junk. But rest you have to prioritize based on the volume and difficulty. So that's how the original list is built. What the once is listed built for a niche, you keep using the same list again and again, right? So, all right. So yeah, so that's the okay. Moving on to next. Did I cover here enough about keywords and a little bit more?
Avi, there are a couple of questions, but I guess you'll
Are they related to? I can look at it right now.
Yeah, in the Q&A.
All right. So webinar chat is here and the Q&A. I'm trying to find my Q&A. Yeah, here it is. Okay.
Want me to read out?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, if a website disappears from Google search engines. Oh, is it SS expiry, SSL expiry? I think probably you meant SSL expiry. Yes, it could be banned. You could have done some black hat SEO. That could be one reason it can disappear, right? If you do something really wrong, then they will, when you say disappear, it probably just gets pushed down if you do something wrong, right? You get penalized. You can go in the Search Console and find if there is a penalty against you and try to get that fixed. So that's the way I will deal with that. If you type the full domain into the top bar, should the website appear or indexing or some SEO procedure required even if you type in a full domain? No, if you type in the URL, just you type in the domain name in the first one and just hit return. If the domain name is completely typed, the site will, if you're talking about Google suggests the full names, that's based on the search volume. If a lot of people have typed your name quite a lot, they basically build suppose I'm saying is, say I say, yeah, here, if I type here, if you see the next word growth, the reason is a lot of people are typing growth with hair. So that's how that one works. And there are techniques there's some black hat techniques to do there, but I don't recommend any of those. So if your website if you're talking about autocomplete, that will happen if enough people have typed that website name. Otherwise, you just type the website name if you do type the whole domain name, then it'll find it for sure. It will work, right? So autocomplete happens when enough time it has been typed, and then Google starts keeping stats on it. Oh, yeah. So best way to track current citation, any citation builder services like Bright Local or Yext, they do the free tracking for you. You can go in and enter the site and they will give you what is the current situation for them because they want to sell their tools, right? So they will give you the current status for free, right? So, so that was Alex's question. Yeah. So Bright Local or Yext are the two great for local. We work with both. Okay. And okay, Chris is answering. So once, yes, citations happen. So there are three, I believe, big, what are they called? Aggregators. There are three, in citation services, there are three aggregators. One is Localize, one is Squarespace, I believe, and there is a third one, Newstar.
Foursquare or something. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Foursquare, Newstar, and Localize. These are the three aggregators. So once you're listed on those, you end up being listed on hundreds of them. And there are companies like Yext and Bright Local, they work directly with aggregators. So the first level is as soon as you pay them and you put the money, you tell them, they will list almost immediately. That happens very, very quickly. And you'll see a report in a minute, and I'll get to that as an example. Right? And we will talk about citation more.
Avi, there is one more question was related to it, so I just want to cover that first. David is asking, when you solve volume divided by difficulty, what percent range are you looking for?
It's not the percentage range. I mean, that's a great question. It's a cutoff, right? Because it's going to be 10,000. So you need to cut off at some point, right? So there are multiple techniques people use, and it's up to you. You might say, hey, if the volume, search volume is less than 10,000, I don't even care. That's one way you can cut off depending on what kind of keywords you have. So it's not a percentage. So you just start from top and start picking. Usually what happens for us is when we were originally building, because the numbers are so many, we start from top and we kind of do a manual of those 5,000. We start from top and we number them as 1, 2, 3. Number 1 as high priority, 2 as second priority, and third priority. Usually 3 you will never get to. And the high priority, the way we number it, 1 is this. If this keyword directly will get us business or our client business, then it's 1. 2, indirectly, it might get us business. Then it's 2. Because that list from Google, 5 to 10,000 is going to be very, very large. And 3 is like, yeah, we don't even care about this one. So everybody goes in bucket 3. So beyond the volume versus this, with all the keywords from the planner, you do need to visually go and look at every keyword and decide whether it makes sense or not, right? So, okay.
Just one more question.
Yeah.
Is there a relationship between SEO on website, GBP, that is Google Business Profile, and PPC? In other words, does the interconnection between them help the organic website ranking?
Not supposed to. Google can be in trouble for doing that. So Google's answer is consistently PPC and SEO are completely independent, right? The reason in reality you might see some relationship is because tracking what came from where sometimes is a problem. So there's overlap. Google is not supposed to, if you spend $10,000 a month on ads, it's not supposed to help your SEO. Now, indirectly, it will, right? If you make people type that keyword and get to your site enough, indirectly, there'll be other impacts. Other things will happen. You get discovered more. Maybe somebody will put a link to you. Your branding is more known. So there is an indirect effect, but it's supposed to be no direct relationship between PPC. Google specifically says that, right? Because I don't know, behind the scenes, they might, if you spend more money, rank you higher, but at least their official position is that. And I think they do stay true to that. Okay. And then.
Right. We can continue.
All right, Chin, you want to talk to this? So this is the scope of SEO services, which we do and which you should tell your client that what all you'll cover. Actually, there is a little variation here. Because this is what we do as a white label, especially the last one. We do only review and reputation management setup. We don't manage and respond to reviews. If you're an agency dealing with client, you probably want to manage those reviews too. So there's that's one example difference. So we made it like exactly how we do it. So there might be some additional work you do if you're directly working with clients. But Chin, you want to talk about the services? I'll go through the services, how we do it, but kind of comment on any one of these.
Yeah, so basically, everything and anything that can be done specifically for local service businesses, that is even in terms of SEO, will give you the quickest result. Like these are the lowest hanging fruits of local SEO. SEO, like PPC is quicker, SEO takes longer, but even in that situation, if we do, optimize blog pages, GMB profile optimization, GMB post, local citation, these are the ones that are gonna get you the best return in terms of SEO. So these are the ones that we have included in the white label SEO part.
By the way, if you notice, there is no social postings here beyond GMB. There is no Facebook postings because those are vanity metrics. They don't increase directly. They don't give you return in a local business of actually giving you more business. Does it mean you should not do the postings? Yeah, if you're doing some social, somebody checks your website page, your social page, it's good to have some posts there. But I'm telling you, it does not get you new business. And we are amongst friends here. We are not selling to anybody. You guys might sell this to clients by saying, you got to do social, you got to do social. Reality is for local business, it does not get you any more than your name. It does not get you business, right? So that's why we just don't do it. It does not help SEO. It does not get them business. We just don't do it right now, right? You could add that as a service and sell them if your client really insists. But again, we will not do it because it is not going to get them more leads. This is all driven for SEO to get you more leads without paying Google how to get more leads. That's everything done is done for that, right? So not included in white label, but you should be including on your side. What does you see on the right? This is actually really Chin's slide. She's very insistent on what we will not do for our clients on the white label side. So that right side is probably, if you are working with us, you should be still doing it yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, let's get into, I mean, here, these are practical, exact things which you can follow and take away if you're doing this on your own. All the way starting with the website, right? Website and blog optimization. This exactly menu is what we recommend you should just copy for every site. And we have thought through this, we have tried this, and let me explain why. Services. First thing is they want to know if you are a plumber, what all services you cover in plumbing. It should be right up front, right? Service area. Service area is a great way to increase your local SEO. You could break it down and actually have page by each neighborhood if you like in there, or at least talk about the general area. So if you have, some of our clients have like 140 neighborhoods they cover. So there are 140 pages in there we build for them with a little paragraph about the page and the reviews from those local places. So that's under service area. So that really starts getting you shining in local. If you notice here, no magic here. We have content which is local, matches the area. So no wonder you start ranking higher, right? Resources. Instead of calling it a blog, there is these menu items. They serve two purpose: make them intuitive and make them inviting, so people will click. When you say a blog, you think people come to a plumber site and they say, "Let me read a blog," right? But resources might be, "Oh, what the heck is resources? What resources do they have?" And the resources might have, in this case, financing, because maybe you have a plan with financing company. Then you can go to blog underneath, or it could be any other thing which you want to highlight, right? It brings them in. So that's why even the name are chosen that way. About, contact, obvious. Everybody wants to know about your business and all, eventually, after they know what you do. So this is the recommended website navigation. Of course, you can change the design. You can place it how it is. We recommend the top navigation, not on the left. Just people are used to it by now, right? So that's the structure. You got to get the structure right. As soon as if you're working with us, we will go and fix your structure immediately when we take over the website. Then go for each page and go and do the meta tag optimization. You can read up all on this all you want, but basically this is the way. There is a standard way to do meta for each page. But the more important part is you might find you do a service and you have a no page describing the service. So there might be missing content pages for target keywords. Then you got to build those pages out, right? And they need to be written down. So there are two tools which you should continuously use once you have done the work on pages and blog. So for technical SEO optimization, you need to use Google Lighthouse. It tells you immediately if your website is optimized, what is your score, if the page is loading slow and all. This is based on lab data. Lab data means it's basically in a lab, it's taking your website right now, putting it through and checking. This is not field data. Also, when you go to your Google Search Console, you will see what is called field data. There you might notice that some pages are loading slow or they have problems. And even though it is not reported in the lab data, the reason for that is lab data is just that. It's in a lab, they just load it and they tell you what is wrong with the page. Field data is what people actually experience. So and field data takes time to build. Once you have hundreds of people coming on the page, what are they experiencing? If average load time is 4 seconds and lab data is saying 1.5, then you know there is something happening on the page where they're moving around or they're clicking on something or the scroll is not right. Something is happening which is making the field data. So the field data is really the true experience. But unfortunately, it is very hard to fix based on field data directly. So you have to go back to the lab to look at the data to fix technical, right? If you guys cannot tell, I'm a techie guy. So I really want to get into it quite a lot, but I'll lose a lot of you guys there if we got into details of exactly what happens. But anybody who works on the websites, they should know how to fix these things which come out from Google Lighthouse. It gives you exactly where all the slowdown is, right? And you can fix it. Okay. So let's do a search. So this is the actual screenshot from search. Only thing bad about this is when I did this, this was yesterday morning at 5:30 a.m., I think. So the problem would be is some ads will be not running because not everybody runs ads at 5:30 a.m., right? Or every plumber is not. So it could be off. If I'd done at 8 a.m., it would have been better. But anyway, so this is from Austin, Texas. I did plumber, San Antonio, Texas. So right on top, what you see, these are what is called local service ads. Clients sometimes call it Google guaranteed ads. This is that's what you see on top in sponsored. You see the Google guaranteed. So that is a ad, LSA ad. Even though we're talking about SEO, I just want to bring this up to you because I'm going to show you the rest of the search. LSA does not produce enough leads. We have clients where our budget is, we put 5,000 there and Google LSA will only use, maybe 500 a month. So so Google LSA just does not produce enough leads. Is it worth doing it still? Yes, because cost of lead is actually low. But if you are serious about business, LSA is just not enough. And setting up LSA is all about initial setup, getting it approved by Google. After that, there's not much you do, but just basically monitor the budget and then let Google know if any of the leads which came through are not a good lead or bad lead. So that gives them a feedback and they can give you credit. That's the only thing you do in LSA. There's not much work for agency to do in case of LSA, right? And as you go down, you see the Google Business Listings, GMB. I mean, it's an old, GMB is old name, but everybody still uses it, Google My Business. So the business listings, this is what you see. It is possible there's a few interesting things here. You will see that a plumber with 1.4K reviews is actually number 3, not number 1. So reviews matter, but that's not the only thing to who will rank. And when you go to more businesses, you'll see a lot more. But the reality is if you don't show in top 3, your chances are very low, right? This is purely, right now, this is organic ranking. Based on the SEO ranking, Google decides and who gets to be on top. But there is a way to get in here also. You can have a sponsored. If you see ever this and you see sponsored, that's coming from Google ad extensions. Ad will show up, look exactly same way, but it'll say extensions. So even in this, you can insert an ad. Or if you are working with us on PPC, probably know this, that your ad will show up here as a Google extension ad. Okay. But otherwise, this is what organic looks like. And that's what I was talking about. If I'd run this at 8 a.m. or so, I bet there would have been a sponsored ad here. But it was 5:30 morning, not enough plumbers run ads at that time, right? Not everybody's 24/7 plumber. So then this is the regular organic. So all the SEO we're talking about, this is to rank here after GMB, right? To rank on page 1, at least on this one. It is not easy. If you look at this, who's ranking? Yelp, Angie, right? So this is the only first page. And as you know, that on the Google search, if you're on the second page, third page, I think the phrase is that best place to bury dead bodies is on the Google's third page, search page, never be found, right? So, okay, let's talk about GMB optimization. How do you do GMB optimization? Again, I don't want you guys to think this is a rocket science, but it is an involved skill. And I almost sound like I'm selling Bright Local here because we use names so often, but they have great guide with all these steps, how to go and optimize your GMB. There is no magic here. It's a manual process. You go and look, make sure everything is correct. I highly recommend check it out. If you're working with us, it's our job to take care of this. But if you're doing on your own, this is what I would go to learn and do the optimization, right? Okay. And this is, by the way, this page, it's not a one-page article. It's a very big, long article explaining a lot of details. The whole course in itself kind of a thing, which is great. They're amazing at explaining this. So local citation building. We talked about, we earlier mentioned name, address, phone. So that's NAP, is listing on business directories. These are the, yeah, here's the name. So these are the three big data aggregators. If you're doing it on your own, you can go to those aggregators and submit names. If you do, after you have done GMB, if you submit to those three, you will certainly start showing on hundreds of directories by just doing it manually yourself. Or you can work with the vendors who work with them. In our case, in our SEO services, we work with Yext and Bright Local both. Why both? Yext is amazingly good monthly service, which gets you there within kind of, it's almost like within minutes, if not hours. As soon as you pay them and sign up, you start showing up in all these aggregators and a few places. But then we also have some special directories where we want to add. And Bright Local is great. We can manually go and select which other places we want to be added, and we do it on the Bright Local. So those are the two recommended ones. There are others you can check. I'm just telling you the ones we use, right? And by the way, we have no affiliate relationship with any one of these, just to be clear. So this is a Bright Local citation report. So in this case, out of the key 100, this specific business is listed correctly on 64. NAP errors. NAP errors means is what I was talking about. South might be spelled South S. Basically, does not match exactly, right? And 15 not found, 26 found. So it's just telling you where the error is. You see the address errors are 17. So that's most likely what I was describing, the South versus South, right? Business name is at least correct. Zip code is correct. Phone number is correct. So it's for sure the errors are in the address in this case. So there's a detailed report where all the problem is, and it can be fixed. But you get this, Yext will do the same thing for you also. Review and reputation management. These are the three you can use, which we use all three, depending on who we're working with. Our preferred is Bright Local right now, but with Go High Level also, we work with Go High Level and Bird Eye. We have used all of them, and you still use all three of them, but Bright Local is still preferred. Just kind of central place to do a bunch of stuff. So regular reviews. So what they do is basically in these services, they give you a central place where you can send a link, where you can make a request for reviews, and then you can monitor and work with your client to respond to them. Okay. And here's a report on reputation management in this case, right? So this is telling you how many reviews. It'll actually, I didn't do the whole screenshot. The bottom is where it actually shows the reviews also, but just gives you in the last 6 months what's happening. There's a trend of drop in number of reviews, so which needs to be addressed, right? But the sentiment is 29 positive, 2 negative, not too bad. But the negatives did go up in last 6 months. So that's a little bit worrisome, right? Okay. And all right. Reporting. So again, as I was talking about, even though you have all those, in fact, I showed you these screenshots. They're all reports, SEO reports. You could take those and put it on a report and send it to your client if you wanted to. We don't recommend it. Instead, this is actual report with actual numbers from November and December for an actual client. Okay. Hopefully the name is not here anywhere. Okay, it's not. Yeah. So, so it's actual copy and paste job, right? And so here, like you notice November to December in this case, showing the difference that what's going on with the CPA. You see there, in this case, you're running Facebook ads. We are running LSA. Remember, LSA was talking about it doesn't take much money. LSA leads, our cost is low. Look at the organic call, 44. That number increasing by, that's a 33% increase. Actually, exactly 33% increase from November to December to 44. That's the thing which sells the client, that SEO is working. I'm getting more people calling it free now, right? That's the number which matters. And of course, rest of this report, because we do a consolidated reporting, in this case, we are even telling them everything, right? Where the money was spent and what was how much they paid the agency, and everything is here, right? So they know overall what is the ROI in this case, how much money they spent. We actually collect from client how much money they made on each sale. So we're tracking everything in this case. Okay. You know, I mean, these are a lot of numbers. You could take it and just kind of simplify and present few, which we do for some clients. But I wanted to emphasize the fact none of these are vanity metrics. These are the metrics which matter to the business. And once they start getting used to this and they see this, they will love you for the fact, man, you're looking after their business and growing their business and not trying to tell them, I did my blog, I did my backlink. Sorry, you're not going up. It takes time, right? And it does take time. But but you are tracking the things which matter to them, right? You're not trying to show them some other metrics and making them in long run not be happy with it, right? So our focus is always on those metrics. All SEO metrics still exist in the background, by the way. They're available because when we're doing it, if you're working with you as the agency, you'll still see them. You'll have access to them. But we don't want you to take it to client, those numbers. Instead, focus on the real organic numbers. Okay, moving on. So this is what I started with, the story, right? Local service SEO does not have to be complex and hard, but it is involved and requires constant attention. Yes, absolutely, you can do it on your own. I still stand by that. So I don't want you to feel like everything, all this material is available to you. Everything is accessible. You can do this on your own. You can use the same tools we use and work on it. Or like we do, we are a white label provider, right? Or if you want us to do it, like while handling PPC, we can do it too, because our team will do it for you as well. And so here's a plug for our services. What does it include? Exactly what we presented earlier, right? What we don't do, what we don't. And it's $495 a month. SEO services do require 6-month minimum commitment. And I strongly recommend, or if you're working with us, you have to have this. But even if you're doing this on your own, do not sign up a client for SEO less than 6 months. And if they're wondering, oh, I'm not going to get anything in first few months. No, you will see results, things happening in first few months too, but takes time to build. You're changing their website, you're changing their structure, you're changing so much for them in first few months, right? So all that has to happen. And in our case, by the way, to work with us, Chen, I don't think you saw this one earlier, and I realized that we were missing this. Only way we will take SEO client is if you also are running Google Ads. Now the question is why? Is this a loss leader or something? We just want to make money on Google Ads? No, this is the reason. If you go to a client, a plumber, and tell them, just do SEO, free leads, wait 6 months. Guess what happens after 2 or 3 months? Guaranteed. Doesn't matter how hard you worked, how much you did everything. And there might be a few more leads increase for sure in those months, per month, the way we showed the data. They're going to fire you. Why? Clients are impatient. Doesn't matter you told them you have to wait 4 months. If you do the whole thing with PPC and Google organic and tell them, hey, we are doing PPC for you, so you will get leads immediately and continuously, and we are building your organic so you get more free leads. They start getting their leads from first few weeks. They will have continuous leads. End of the day, clients, all these service clients, they care about his leads. They almost don't care where they came from, but they like the idea that overall cost per lead drops when you do organic. So that's why they let you do organic. All they care about is their phone ringing. In fact, this is the thing which some of the Kuver clients where we work directly with end clients. The part I love is that before Christmas this time, the client sends an email saying, hey, can you stop our phones ringing on, we will be taking off before Christmas, from Saturday to Monday, can you stop our phones? We don't have any control on their phones. What they meant was their phones ring because of us. So can we pause whatever we are doing? So they associate your agency so much with their business, and that's what you want. That's the relationship you want. When they start thinking like their business exists because of what you do, that's how their phones ring. So that's the relationship you want to build. To do that, you need to do the combo. Ads which give them leads immediately, and do the combo. Say, hey, long run, you want to drop the price, cost per lead, so do this together. It's a great package, right? So if you're working with us, of course, on your own, you're welcome to do whatever. But for working with us, you got to have a ads package to go with this. We opened this and we got few clients already on this because we had announced it. But we're going to be ramping this up. So every month we will be adding only few clients, because this is not a standard service we have offered as white label. We have done this as Kuvare quite a lot, which is a full service agency, but we have not done this as a white label enough. So we are slowly building and ramping up this. So we're going to take only a few at a time. So this is the URL. This is where you go to sign up and see if it works for you. It'll be for local service businesses only. And we are open for business for this. I think this might be the last slide.
Yeah, right? Avi, there are a bunch of questions if you want to take those.
All right, let's do it.
All right. 1 second. How is a Google Health Score determined?
Actually, I don't know what that is. Chin, do you know?
I think they're referring to the performance report, if I'm not mistaken. The website.
Oh, okay. In the report. Okay. Let me go back to this, right? This one?
I think that's what it is. Yes. And does the amount of pages of a website has impact on their score?
Not on the Google Health Score, because that's a page speed based, but overall for SEO, it does have impact. Right. So this is what we are talking about, right? There is a report here. Oh, it was in your, I think it was in your report.
It was in the, yeah, it was in that.
Yeah. So let me bring that up. Yes, absolutely. I can answer that for sure. So this performance score.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So what this is, it's a function of load time and few other things, which determines, this is technical SEO. So it's purely a measurable metric, right? So, and then it actually, this is just a top part. It'll actually show you where all there's a problem and how to fix it. And then you can go and fix, your web developer should be able to go and fix most of these things, right? Once you get over 90, you're good. You don't try to go to 100, because if you run the same thing on any of the Google websites, usually they don't rank over 90. They rank between 50 to 89. Google's own websites on their own metric will not rank high either. So just to be clear. So perfection is not possible here, because perfection will mean you'll remove every plugin, everything from your website, make it pure HTML website. That'll rank very high, because it's a technical SEO part of it. All right.
Okay. Next up, we have, does the website platform matter, such as other than WP pages from HTML and CSS?
Can you keep marking answered or something? Then I think I will see which is next, because I'm getting confused here. Where is, because I need to read it.
Okay, sorry, my bad. It's from Chris J.
Okay, I see it. Yes, we do Facebook ads. Yes, absolutely. Chris. Yeah, we do Facebook ads, meta ads. So if you want to know the lowdown on that, this is how it works out. If you want a lot of leads, if your client is big, few million, again, staying with the plumber example, few $1 million business, they want a lot of leads. A lot of leads, most of them will come from Google. If you augment that with Facebook, you will get some cheap leads, but after, some clients are spending $50,000 per month on ads. So if they're spending that much, we cannot spend even 10 on Facebook. After 1 or 2, it'll run out. There'll not be any more available leads. So you augment, but they'll be cheaper on Facebook, the leads. So you still want to do the combo. On the lower end, you want to do the combo, but Google first. is what we recommend always. For service businesses, this kind, right? Now, there are special other businesses where Meta is first, but almost all service businesses where they're search-based, Google works better.
Yeah. Also, one thing, just Avi, when you're saying about Facebook is, when you're running ads on Facebook, it's especially for the local service businesses, such as where there is an urgency and they really want to quickly get their problem fixed. It really makes a difference how instant is the response from the client when
Yes.
it comes to Facebook.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Google, if they're calling on Google number or ad extension, that makes it a lot easier to answer the call for the whoever is the receptionist. But with Facebook, they really have to be on top of it to get that benefit of that lead.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Chin, we have noticed that on Facebook, for whatever reason, the call ones leads don't work
No,
as well. The form
Facebook
feed ones
call,
work better. So which
yeah,
means you'll get the
call
form quickly, but you need to call them, right?
yeah, call
Uh,
ads don't work on Facebook that well.
okay. And then next is, what is the, where, next is Alec. Have you seen listing revert to stop paying Yext? That's true, Alec. Yext will immediately, as soon as you're paying, it will remove the listing back to where it was. Yes, Alec, you're right. Yeah, that's how Yext works. Now, that's as a agency, it has the advantage for you also because you're charging for SEO as an ongoing service, correct? So if they stop your service, basically, you lose the listing. Now, if you do it manually yourself, it stays forever. So in first month, you get them all fixed up and they fire you, they keep their listings, right? Right. But if you're doing it for yourself, I don't like Yext. If I'm our own listings, I don't want Yext to do it because they'll stop paying them. It's like they hold you hostage. Absolutely. So that's this is not true with by the way, Red Local. When you pay, they charge differently and they charge upfront. So you have to pay quite a lot upfront, but it stays. They will keep it, right?
Okay. You got the next one?
I heard of to use bank of cell phones to boost SEO. Chris, I don't know enough about it to comment on it. But if you have found any technique which works like a quick trick, the only thing I would say is in long run, Google figures out. So I don't recommend trying any technique. It'll work for a short time, maybe. No, it's the question is it only available to current Google Ads PPC? No, you can be a brand new client. You can sign up with as a client, right?
Right.
And then we will do both for sure. That's not a problem. So it's not just for current clients only. It's for any clients. The thing which we'll prioritize is right now, first we'll take only few, but we'll prioritize local service ones because it's kind of it benefits them most and does it immediately, right? Even though SEO, you start seeing everything working much more cleanly and efficiently, right? There. So
Okay, I'm gonna check if there are any questions I missed in the chat.
yeah, we are
What is
time-wise,
your
we're doing great.
yeah? What is your cost for preparation of audits, pitch materials?
So
So if you're a partner, you get one pitch deck as part of your partnership every
per month,
month.
per month
Yes.
free.
If you want more, then it's going to be $150
Yeah.
per pitch deck. Okay. Okay, that's great. Do you do Meta Messenger ads for leads? Seems like a lot of people are having good results with Messenger. We have personally have not tried Messenger. Only the main reason is, of course, like I said, with Facebook, it's really important that the recipient or whoever the receptionist on the client's end is very on top of it when responding to Messenger and making sure that they really convert that lead and are able to answer the questions right there. So that's probably the reason we have not, we never felt the need to run Messenger ads. Let me put it that way. Whatever we worked with Facebook, we have been pretty happy with the results with the lead forms and the landing page lead forms as well. So, All right. I think that those are all the questions, Avi, we had.
All right.
I answered a few already. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. So this was probably the best timed webinar we have done in a long time. We just finished just on time. So thank you, everyone. And you will have the recording. And our thing I love is that when the attendees, it doesn't drop off end of the hour. You know, less than 5% drop is amazing. So last few webinars, we've been doing great. So I appreciate you guys being patient, listening through. I understand some of you had meetings and all you had to go, but you will get the recording for sure. And if there are any questions or anything, just do reach out.
There is one question from Sue. Can you successfully do SEO for a client that is resistant to having someone else write content on their website?
Yes. Yeah, that's you can on their website when you say the meta is more important, and as long as they're willing to write the content you want, you'll have to guide them. I need a content like this on this page, right? So you do need that, because one of the things which there are two services I didn't get into details because it's so well understood. One is blog writing. We do the blogs for client, and we also do backlink building, but they are well understood. You can just go and find out and do it. So our service includes those both. But if say client says, I'm going to write the content and they want to do it, only thing I would say, if you're working with somebody like us, say, okay, great, power to you, but I'm not changing my price. I'm going to tell you what it needs to be. Because it becomes too much to manage and go back and forth with.
Yeah.
And on the website,
from ops point of view, I would say that's going to add overhead on your side. So I'd be careful about if they're sticking with that.
Because they don't do it in time, and you want it regular cadence, and they don't produce it, and then they're not following your keyword thing. So that can be a challenge, right? If they want to, they say, okay, we'll give you the keywords. Here is the one. Here is the missing. This is a service, doesn't have anything. No explanation on what was the grease trapper, right? I remember that. Like for plumbers, we recently learned that. So that is a survey thing you need. And how do you do it, right? So you write a blog for it, right? And if they need to use the right keywords, need to explain, follow that. Meta, of course, they will probably not bother. You can put any meta you want. So if they are willing to do that, yes, then it's possible to do SEO. Keep in mind, GMB and citation is a big part of local SEO. So are your local rankings, reputation management. They are a major part of local SEO. Then also these pages for each service area can be a major part of your SEO, right? So Google is not expecting a plumber to write about the tools plumbers should use or like very esoteric topics. They're expecting the content to be, they expect a plumber to talk about, Austin area plumber, the problem in bad weather, right? What to do. So just more like things which make sense, right? So you're not expected to come out and do TED Talks about plumbing, right? Just local service, what all you do. That's the level they're expecting, because when you're doing that kind of a material, they will know that this is planned SEO, done for SEO, not for actual clients, right? Of course, on the other hand, if you do have a plumber who's done a TED Talk, probably you'll do great in business too, if you can promote that thing. So I take back that comment. Right.
All right. I'm not sure I understand which link you're referring to, Mo. If you can, whatever links we have in here, we will be sending those in the email along with the recording. And I'm guessing the recording will take like a day to get ready and then editing. So
can you put that the last link here, one at least in there?
Oh yeah, that one. Yes.
In chat. Yeah.
Yeah, but rest of them you'll definitely get those.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for showing up at different time zones from all over the world. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here.